Hello, Clement29 here with another Topic of the Week video. This week, I wanted to tackle something that has recently become a bit of a sensation. Miraculous Ladybug. I myself am watching Miraculous Ladybug and loving it. I've been watching all the newer episodes, and then I've been watching the English dubs as they release on Nick. I'm really enjoying the show. The topic I got today is from Angel99. And she asked, your opinion over Miraculous Ladybug so far? How about the different dubs, French, Korean, and English? Favorite and least favorite characters? Favorite moments? Hopes for the future of the show? Given that I don't know any Korean at all, and my French is limited to the little I remember from taking it in high school, I can't really make judgments on the dubs. All I really know are the subs, which I watched from the Miraculous Ladybug subbers, who are freaking hilarious. If I had to say, I actually do enjoy the dub. I think the dub is so far really good. Once you get used to them having English voices, the voices work. Sometimes they get goofy, but when Thomas the Struck is the one who came up with some of the goofier parts, it's kind of hard to say. It's hard to say that you don't like Marinette saying, "Time to de-evilize." Oh, good gosh, Marinette, you are such a nerd. She and Adrian both are, though. Favorite and least favorite characters? Obviously, like Adrian and Marinette. I like the duality of their personalities that you see in their hero identity and their civilian identity, and all the different sides of them that you see from them, and the different sides you see between them interacting with each different identity. It's the two-person love triangle. It's the two-person love square. That's what it is. You have 4 ships for the price of 1. I also like Nino and Alia, Marinette and Adrian's best friends. They're fun characters. I really like Hawkmoth. Cough cough, Adrian's dad. But I'm really waiting for him to do something, and I'll talk about that once I get to the last part. The show has a fairly large ensemble cast, but it really kind of cycles through them, so the cast for each episode always feels fairly small, because it always focuses on a handful of characters, which when you have a large number of characters, this is the best way to do it. Like comparing the crap that Bakano is with shoving 30 characters in your face every single episode, to Durarara, which focuses on a handful of characters of its 30 plus cast every episode. It's a lot more engaging when you can see this handful of characters. That's basically what Miraculous Ladybug does. It'll show you, of course, it'll have Marinette and Adrian, and then a handful of other characters for that episode. It really works better when you're trying to it really works better when you're trying to work with a large cast. Just focus on a few every episode. And a lot of times, and it's funny, rewatching the show in the English dub, I didn't notice a lot of characters that appear and are central to later episodes are actually in earlier episodes. They're just in the background at the school, and it's like, oh, all these characters are here, especially Alex and gosh dang, there's so many characters, it's hard to remember all of their names. But yeah, you see all these characters in the background, and you're like, huh. It's hard to pick favorite characters that aren't main characters. I really like Marinette's parents. Especially when they got to meet Adrian, and they're just like, marry our daughter. I really like Nino and Isla. The fact that they're such dedicated friends. Like, those people are always the best. The people who are like, I am willing to go the whole 10 yards for you. I took pictures of Adrian just so that Marinette could look at him. I mean, they're the best friends ever. Really, it's hard to think because there's so many characters that really only appear once. I mean, one girl's dad, who's the mime, I liked him. He was a decent guy, but it's really hard because out of, what are we at, 14 episodes? We really don't have a whole bunch of outside of Nino and Isla as significantly recurring characters. A lot of characters are really just there for an episode or whatever is going on. So, yeah, really the main four of Marinette, Adrian, Alia, and Nino, and then Marinette's parents. Favorite moments? No, there are a lot of good moments in this show. This show teases Marinette and Adrian like mad. I don't think I've ever seen a show that teases a main couple this bad since like Green Lantern, the animated series, did with Razor and Aya. Just like Adrian is in love with Ladybug, who is Marinette's alter ego, and she's in love with Adrian, who's Chat's alter ego, who she can't stand Chat, but like I said, the two-person love square. There's just, oh my gosh. These two are ridiculous. You know, I really love how we've seen their relationship. Hopefully we're getting these origin episodes at the end of the season, so I want to see how their partnership started. But they're such good partners, and even going from the first episode, to now, they've actually really grown. Especially Marinette has become a lot more willing to indulge Chat, even if she does basically go, nope. But I really like it when you get into the more serious moments with their characters. One of the best moments that I remember is when, what episode was it? I can't remember the exact episode it was. I think it was that the Eve Illustrator episode? I don't know. When I've watched all the episodes multiple times in different languages, I get confused. But when there's the episode where Marinette's about her Miraculous is about to run out of power, and she goes into like a supply closet to transform, and Adrian's Chat is just like, hey, come on, you can just tell me. And she's like, no, it has to be a secret. So she goes in there, and the door's cracked, and he's thinking, I could open the door. He sees the light that transforms, and he's like he could open the door and see who she was, and see who this girl he's in love with actually is. And then he closes the door because he's respecting that she wants to keep their civilian identities a secret. And we know how much Adrian is like head over heels for Ladybug. And this is his chance to so easily just a quick peek in, he can see. But he doesn't, because he's just like, he feels like, no, it's wrong to do that. When she straight up said, I want to keep this a secret even from ourselves, even from each other. I like moments where Marinette is not being a complete idiot to Adrian. I mean, the whole episode with playing video games together and him going over to Marinette's house was great. It was great. And it's funny because you're actually starting to see Adrian get a little goofy with Marinette. all of a sudden, you know, he goes from being like super casual, chill, like they brush hands, and she's just like, and he's just like, but now all of a sudden they bump hands, and he's just like, he just sneaking glances at Marinette. I see what's happening, Adrian. I see what's happening. And, you know, I like seeing that, you know, because basically when he's in love with with Ladybug, that's a... When he's in love with Ladybug, he's in love with a superhero. He doesn't know her real name. He doesn't... Well, he does, but he doesn't know Marinette is a Ladybug. But, so he's in love mostly with a fantasy. I mean, he knows her. He knows Ladybug really well, but he doesn't know who she is. And that's really a hurdle in being in love with her. And he's also starting to obviously have feelings for Marinette. So it's great to see them start liking each other and their other identities. Because, you know, once that reveal comes in, it's just going to be like, everything's just going to be like, ah. Other favorite moments. I mean, there are a lot of good moments in this. I mean, it's kind of hard to pick. I mean, I'd probably have to go through and rewatch all the episodes, darn, to pick out like an exact list of my favorite moments within the show. And we actually have a new English episode coming up tomorrow on the 31st. Yeah, on the 31st. But, yeah, I'm trying to think of other favorite moments. I want to pick a favorite moment with Hawkmoth, but he hasn't actually done anything, and I'll get to that in a minute. But oh, I mean, I liked all the little personal moments that Marinette and Adrian had in the Gamer episode, where you know, we actually see Marinette's parents, like, every time they'd pop up and they were just like, cookies, croissants, donuts, bread. And then Adrian's just like, yes, and Marinette's like, no, and he's just like, but food. Oh, and I also really like the fact that when he's chat, Adrian actually copies Marinette's father's catchphrase. Gosh dang it, what was that catchphrase? It was like Tom to the controller, and he's just like, yeah, and then chat does that, and it's like, Marinette, how can you not notice that chat just did your father's personal catchphrase and pose right after Adrian meets him? Oh my gosh. These two are frustrating. I want them to find out each other's identities. I mean, I also really like the moments where you see Marinette really caring about chat. Especially the moments whenever he sacrifices himself, he gets hurt to save her. And you can just see, like, whenever he gets hurt, like, she just has this unbridled anger. Like, you hurt chat. I'm going to end you. Because she really does care about chat. She's just, it's in that stubborn tsundere, I don't want to admit that I actually like you. Because, oh, you're such a pig. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, Marinette, just get over it. Okay, so I think I'll move on from favorite moments. Now, hopes for the future of the show. One of the top things that I really want is for Hawkmoth to do something more than just sending an Akuma out to evilize someone, turn them into his personal lackey. I want him to do something. And I'm sure that when we get this origin episode, because, when we start the show, Ladybug and Chat already know who Hawkmoth is. They already know who he is and what the Akumas do. So we're going to need to see the introduction. When hopefully we're going to get to see Hawkmoth fight. I want to see him do something. It's obvious he has some sort of power because he can Akuma. And honestly, I want to know about the Akumas. I want to know these little butterflies. Like, I want to know what's going on. And I know I'm probably going to get drip mythology because we've already gotten a little bit about it with the Egyptian episode. Find out that the Kwamis are very old, thousands and thousands of years old, and they were all the way back in ancient Egypt. There was a ladybug in ancient Egypt. So, we got a little bit of backstory here, but I want to know more. And on top of that, the intro actually shows different colored Kwamis, like a yellow one. And then we see that little box or something at the end. There's a little yin and yang thing that Tiki and Plag go into. And then there's like 5 other ones. And I know Thomas Struck's original intention was to have a team of superheroes. But eventually that got whittled down to just Ladybug and Chat. So, hopefully, and I think he did say that he wants to hopefully eventually develop into that. So we might actually get something of a Justice League of sorts out of this. With I guess it's like how in the Batman, how in like the last season we got other members of the Justice League and stuff like that. I guess we're probably going to at some point add new characters and have them become heroes, which is going to be great, and especially will mix things up. But I'm really hoping to see that. I'm really hoping that at some point Adrian and Marinette figure out who each other are, because I seriously need to know that. I really need to know that. I need them to know each other. I want them to get to know both sides, because they do know both sides of each other now. And I want to see them get to fall in love, you two. Kiss, kiss, fall in love. I'd like to see character development of minor characters. Characters like Chloe. Chloe has single-handedly caused at least half of the Akumas in the show so far. I want some character development. I want some character development for these minor characters and side characters. Some of them don't really need it. Some of them are just there. A lot of times they're just filling up the ensemble cast. But, some of them need some development. And I'm hoping we can get that. I mean, I also want to see Adrian being taken in by Marinette's parents. I want to see them, you know what I want to see? This is funny. I want to see what happened in Clannad when Tomoya moved in with Nagisa and her parents were bakers. And he lived there for a while. I want to see. Maybe not move in, but stay there sometimes because his dad's never around. His dad's assistant is off doing stuff for him, and just going over to Marinette's house. And of course, their parents are going to be like, "Get married and make babies." I mean, and one thing I really want to see is I want to see the show move a little bit from Monster of the Week to more arc. I mean, we're getting 3 seasons, and I doubt so far we have 2 more seasons confirmed, and I doubt that they're going to just have the same thing. I mean, we've gotten 14 episodes of it so far. Excuse me. So I doubt we're going to get 3 seasons of nothing but Monster of the Week Akumas. I'm sure at some point we're going to be getting into an actual story. We're going to get into lore. We're going to get into the mythos of the Miraculous. We're going to get explanations for we're going to get explanations for Hawkmoth. We're going to find out how Adrian and Marinette got their Miraculous and how they met their Kwamis. Because, it starts off in the middle. We already know, they've known each other for a while at least. Or for a decent amount of time, for enough for them to know about each other's superheroes, identities, and work together. But we need explanations, we need backstory, we just need to know more. And that's what I'm really hoping for. I'm really hoping that they develop the story more so that we actually get a plot and not just Monster of the Week Akuma fights. Those aren't bad, but mix it up a little, We can still have those, but I also kind of want to see the show diversify its plot lines instead of something that happens to someone. Hawkmoth goes, wah ha 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 ha, Akuma. And then that person gets akumatized and then yada 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 de-evilized. It's the same thing. They managed to do a lot of different stuff, especially with the character interactions, but it's still very formulaic. And I'm hoping to see them move away from that. And that's really the main thing. I want to see them move away from purely formulaic to actual something of a plot. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Miraculous Ladybug. I really like the characters, and I find, after waiting all these years from the original, I remember when the original, preview came out in the 2D animation, I remember we were all waiting for it, and I am glad to see that it's come in and we finally get to watch the show, and it's good. I'm just glad that we actually have a fun show to watch. And, that's what it is. It's fun. That's really the thing. So, I think that's about it to talk about Miraculous Ladybug right now. So, if you want to submit a topic, and I actually will be needing topics, I am running thin on the topics that I have left outside of large sections of Legend of Korra topics, and I do want to, not do the same thing every single week. But, if you have a topic, if you're on YouTube, just comment below and say, hey, can you talk about this? If you're on Tumblr, just send me an ask and do topic, and then whatever you want me to talk about. Just make sure to follow my rules that I have will be posted below in the description of the video and under the video on Tumblr. But basically just make sure it's something fictional, and make sure it's not just a vague ask, and not just, hey, what are your thoughts on, give me something to talk about. Give me something specific. So, and that's it. Thank you for watching.